Specifications as tested includes an Intel Core i5 4200U dual-core CPU, Nvidia GeForce GT 740M graphics card, 4GB of DDR3 RAM, and a 500GB 7200 RPM hard disk drive, Windows 8.1 64-bit, and Windows 10 64-bit. You could think of the Acer Aspire Z3-610 as a laptop with a large display, but no battery, no keyboard, and no trackpad. The whole exterior casing, apart from the front glass, is plastic, and the overall design is The bezels are huge, about an inch on each side, but being a touch-enabled computer from 2014, it's acceptable. The screen is a 1080p touch display. The surface isn't the smoothest, but touch are accurately detected. The panel not being fused to the glass hurts the still acceptable viewing angles though. The on-screen menu though is absolutely terrible. You can only control it with one button and adjustments are limited. The on-screen menu does nothing when in Windows. Color reproduction and brightness for the display though is also acceptable. However, the biggest problem for this all-in-one computer is the 500GB 7200 RPM hard disk drive. A solid-state drive would make the machine actually usable, because as it is currently, it is quite unusable. It is stuttery, it is jittery, it is just unpleasant. If you like to upgrade this computer with a solid state drive and keep the hard drive around, you'll have to ditch the optical disk drive, as the Acer Aspire Z3-610 unfortunately lacks an internal M.2. At the front, you also find a speakers and front I/O consisting of headphone jack, USB 3.0 Type A, and SD card reader. An SD card would roughly go halfway in. Rear I/O consists of another headphone jack, a microphone jack, two USB 2.0 Type A's, a USB 3.0 Type A, HDMI in, Gigabit Ethernet, and power in. The Acer Aspire Z3-610 uses a 90-watt external power supply. Probably the most interesting aspect of the input and output selection is the HDMI in port. It surprised me since this was the first all-in-one computer I've come across with such feature. A feature which is much appreciated in the case that you've got an external device. However, getting to work was challenging thanks to, in no part, to the terrible on-screen menu that I alluded to before. For me to get the HDMI input to work, I needed to either switch off the computer and hold on to the menu button and then press the power button at the same time, or boot up the computer and then shut it down. Sometimes this works and sometimes it doesn't. It is frustrating. However, while I doubt many people will connect their all-in-one computer to a secondary monitor, I would have liked to see a HDMI out port alongside the HDMI in. When using the HDMI in port, the on-screen menu can be used for controlling the brightness, but do note touch functionalities will not work. At the end of the day, the Acer Aspire Z3-610 isn't the perfect, but overall, it's a fantastic all-in-one computer that I much enjoy using.